Good morning, this is Matchday vlog 2. This is actually on Matchday right now. I yesterday went for a 5k run in the morning and then was gonna start vlogging, but I actually went and got my second vaccine jab and basically was just exhausted the rest of the day. So passed out, fell asleep, but back and raring to go today. Couple of things I learned, or remind myself, always check your email, where the fixture is, etc. Because I assumed it was a 3 o'clock kickoff. I luckily checked yesterday and it's 11 o'clock kickoff. So 100% check your emails carefully when you get an appointment. So yeah, so a short 5k run, well, not short 5k run, a long 5k run yesterday. Managed to do it in personal best, which is great. I've been continuously trying to train and get fitter, so nice to see the rewards of, you know, putting in the effort and getting in my personal best. It's nowhere near what I want it to be, especially of, you know, at the pace that pretty much every other referee would be running at, but I'm still happy. I'm showing progress, so that's great. Just making some breakfast now. Because it's a early kickoff, I'm actually gonna just make some eggs and some salmon, just to have a little bit more of a meal before a game rather than just some porridge. So that's what I'm doing now. It's my first middle of pre-season, actually my first middle since I think 2019. So it's gonna be very great to get kind of back out and referee behind the whistle, but I'm sure there's gonna be things and mistakes I'm gonna make along the way today. So what I'll do is I'll do a proper debrief after the game and talk you through all of the things. The one thing that I wanted to chat about today is friendlies, because basically it's a pre-season friendly and I always go into them feeling a bit, you know, confused about what the expectation is, right? You know, do you just go and referee that game exactly like you would a league game? There'll be some referees who think that 100%, and that's a great and valid view. And some referees will say, well, it's a pre-season, maybe I'm gonna let things go. Things are gonna be a bit, you know, that's the expectation on the player. And I like to go in kind of the middle, a little bit of a balancing act. I will let challenges go, but I will warn them and I will set them up should something escalate. So I'll try and manage it early and try and bring that temperature down if there is any temperature, if the challenges are bad. But if there needs to be a card, you have to give a card, right? The things that are definitely gonna happen is if there's serious foul play, violent conduct, or offensive, insulting, abusive language, see you later, that's a red card. Doesn't matter if it's a friendly or a league game, it's exactly the same tolerance level. Dissent as well. I'm not giving up my Saturdays and my Sundays and my midweek evenings in any game to get crap from players. So if I'm going to give a dissent card, a caution, and depending on the league, it's going to be a sin bin now, I'm just going to give it. Like, I'm not there to give and do that. But then when it comes to foul recognition, careless, reckless, excessive force, like I said, excessive force is there, you give that red, it's an easy red. But if they're borderline, careless, reckless, light reckless, those are the ones that maybe you can start to manage. You can start to manage with captains, managers, but you've got to really make a judgment call. I'm not sure how to define how to manage friendlies properly, but I think you've got to be slightly smarter than you would be in a league game, just to get through it, without having the constant questioning, etc. But then there'll be referees out there who'll say the complete opposite, who say you have to referee like a league game. It's your preparation for that league, for the league match too, your preparation for the season, and the players need to get to grips with how it's going to be refereed this season. And I think that's true too. So what I'd love to know in the comments is, do you referee a friendly differently? Do you go slightly lenient? Do you just referee like a normal game? I'd love to know. I'd love to know what the consensus is in the community. The one thing I do know is when I've spoken to players, they don't think of it as a friendly. They think of it as a pre-season match, right? These guys haven't played football for a long time. They want to get out there, they want to impress their manager, they want to score a goal, they want to win. So that may be something to say, actually, well, you should referee it like a normal game. But yeah, really keen to hear your thoughts, let me know. And yeah, it's about a 25-minute drive to the game today, so I will be trying my best to vlog as much as I can when I'm there and after the game. So I'll see you later on. Wasn't gonna show you my breakfast, but I'm super proud of at least one of those poached eggs. So I've just turned up to the game. Pretty nice little venue here. Check the nets. Pitch markings look good. And 4 corner flags, so a very good start already when you get here. The rain looks to have actually given it a nice little bit of life in the pitch, so that's perfect. And yeah, had a money paid already before the game, so it's nice to see, and a coffee offered as soon as I got here. So far hospitality's been great. So just been out for a warm-up. When you're on your own, it can be really easy to think, I want to do a warm-up. But I think there's so many benefits. Number one is obviously protect yourself from injuries. Make sure when you're getting started for that first whistle, you've got the energy in your body, you're ready to go, rather than starting cold. So obviously reducing injuries. Number two is you get to see the players, get to have a chat, introduce yourself. Watch for tactics. Are they passing long balls? Is the goalkeeper doing long or short kicks? So you can get to kind of understand what might happen in the game, and already starting to think about where my positioning might be for certain things. And thirdly, you look like you mean in business. When you're out for a warm-up, the players are seeing you, the coaches are seeing you, they're like, okay, cool, this guy's turned up and he's going to do a professional job today. So already they're starting to think, okay, interesting, I'm impressed. Let's hope he can take that into the game. So had a quick chat with the managers, just asked them about who their assistants are going to be, what the subs are like, and just reminded them it's a pre-season game, it's my pre-season too, so bear with me. I might make mistakes, they might make mistakes, etc. So let's try and get through it together, and overall receive well. So chat to you in a bit. Hey guys, just left the ground, just pulled up so I could have a quick little debrief, tell you how the game went. So what should we do? Should we start with the first half? First half ended up 0-0, pretty even, well contested game actually. It didn't feel like a pre-season, it felt like they were both trying to play football. First 5-10 minutes there was a challenge. The attacker for the away team goes into the box, or just before going into the box, has a collision with the centre back, but stays on his feet and continues going. So I'm thinking continue advantage, and the ball goes out of play. The defender gets up and he's cut on his eye and is claiming an elbow, which is completely different to how I saw everything. I thought there was just a collision. In fact, the defender was slightly late. So that was a little bit of a boiling point early on, because this guy's obviously got a cut. He's thinking he's been wrongly kind of fouled, and maybe thinks it was actually just more than just a collision. He thinks he actually purposely went for it. So that's caught my eye straight on. I've got to really up my level of involvement with those two specific players, so I've got to keep an eye on them, and they were really troublesome the whole game. 17 was a tricky winger, and the defender, the 6, was a very strong kind of old-fashioned centre-back who liked to put a foot in. So early doors I knew that those two were going to be my two key people that I needed to keep an eye on all game. But then the rest of the half went on. There was a couple of niggly challenges, some couple of potential opportunities for a yellow card that I decided to manage, and I think it worked okay. But as the half went on, there was a bit of frustration that there was not enough. I think both teams were just frustrated with their attacking play, and I think that started to kind of show its head when it came to me. And so yeah, I could feel the temperature slowly rising as the half kind of drew to a close. Going into the second half, it just started, the possessions changed, a lot of substitutions, so all of a sudden it was a lot more long ball, back to front from goalkeeper to goalkeeper. The game got a lot more stretched, but still fairly even until the 70th minute. I gave a penalty, so the home team winger makes his way into the box, gets fouled, but stays on his feet, and is trying to win the ball back, and then just gets dispossessed. Now, this is a tricky one, really tricky one to sell, especially at this level, because the player stays on his feet. But it's a clear foul, so what do you do in that situation? You know, he turns back, he knows it was a foul, he wants the foul. I see the foul clearly. It has to be a penalty in my eyes, but really, really difficult decision to sell. Didn't go down too well with the team that conceded it, as you may expect. And so, yeah, gave a penalty and they scored. That was the home team. That was on the 70th minute. It was 0-0 at that time, so 1-0 to the home team. Within a minute, the away team got a goal back, and it ended up being 6-1 in the end to the away team. You know, I think a combination of tiredness, frustration crept in, etc. So yeah, really strange ending. But what else? So a couple of things I messed up on, so happy to share them. There was a moment where the away team manager and the home team defender were having a bit of an argument, quite vocally on the pitch, and you know, I went over and spoke to the defender. And then I have a tendency when I speak to the manager I don't want to be there too long, so I try and just have a chat with them really short and sharp, just get my point across. But occasionally, I guess, and it definitely he commented on it, that he felt that I was shouting at him, so maybe that's an opportunity for me to learn from that and try and get my words out a little bit better than just rushing it, which obviously kind of got misconstrued as shouting, so apologise to him, but you know, it is what it is. Then there was a handball situation for the home team, in and around their box. One of the defenders' hand out, arm is out, the ball hits his arm. He had enough time to see it. The arm was in an unnatural position. It was an easy handball, but for some reason in my head, I hadn't quite clocked the exact position of where he was. So I ended up giving a safe call in my mind, where I thought the player was, which was just outside the box. But based on the reaction of both teams, really, it's probably likely that it was a penalty. So could have used the assistant better in that situation. I know they're club assistants. This guy was just a substitute, so but he would have been, for his own team, it would have been against him. So maybe if he would have said, hey, it was inside the box, easy sell. But yeah, probably got that wrong. Need to think about just really taking a picture, a snapshot when I give the decision. I recognise the handball, and the next thing, and instead of just blowing straight on the whistle, I should have taken that second, quickly clock where he was. That was just, you know, this was my first middle in 2 years, so I'm gonna be honest, I was pretty happy with the overall stuff. This was probably the biggest mistake. Well, the handball penalty shout may have probably been the biggest mistake, but late on in the game, the 17, the tricky winger, was away down the right, one of the wing back had just completely blocked him off, and I just thought, quick, get on that whistle, give the free kick, try and calm it down before, you know, it even starts really. And what I didn't realise was the ball had fallen in a great position to the attacking striker, pretty much clear through on goal. So as soon as I got on that whistle, I was pretty upset that, you know, I didn't give myself time. So I think that's my learning from last week when I was on the line, and this week is I was so much concentrating on giving the right kind of decision that I didn't really broaden my horizon and look at what's the story of the game, what's happening, can I give myself a couple of seconds. That being said, I made some other good cracking advantages, I would say. So you know, again, you can't be perfect in a game. You're always going to try and learn from what you got, and different times in a game call for different types of decisions. But that one's probably one that I could look back on and maybe I would have definitely changed that. I used my new what was it called, the molten Vulcan whistle. I didn't think I'd like it. I loved it. It was perfect. It was brilliant, felt comfortable, great different tone. So you can see why the elite referees use that whistle. It's perfect, really. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. I think it's way too much for a whistle. And I've been using a Fox 40 Classic for many a year now, and it's never done me wrong. So I'm not saying, hey, you need to rush out and buy it, but you know, if you attempted to, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Oh, the major thing for me was first game in the middle for 2 years. Really proud. Yeah, I've told you I made mistakes, but really proud overall of my handling of the game. I thought I was confident. I didn't feel intimidated in any way. I think it was cool, calm. When I needed to step up, I stepped up. But the major thing is, over the last kind of 8 to 10 weeks, I've really been taking fitness seriously. I've never really trained properly in the past. I've always been the cliche, I use refereeing to get fit, which is completely wrong. You should be getting fit to referee. So this last 8 to 10 weeks, I've been doing that. Been running a lot, at least, you know, 1 5K a week, if not 2. I've been doing some HIIT sessions, and overall really happy. I've lost 10 kilos, which is about 1.5 stone. So, and I felt it today. I felt good. I'm not light yet. I'm still a heavy guy, but I felt light on my feet. I didn't feel once in the game that I was, you know, struggling to keep up. In fact, I think I was quicker than a lot of the players out there, which is surprising. But I needed to, when I needed to sprint, I was there. I was in great positions, and that continued the whole game. It wasn't like, cool, I got the first 8 minutes in the bag, and then it started to tire. It was the whole way through. So super proud of my efforts, you know, reaping rewards massively in terms of fitness. And I've always wanted to get fit. I'm trying my best. But when you see actually just how much of an impact it's having, just in your daily life, but actually on the pitch too, it's just like, wow, it felt a lot more effortless than it has done in the past. So super happy with that. Yeah, just left the ground. I will be looking at my REFSIX stats shortly. So when I get back to the house, I'll take you through those. But overall, pretty buzzing about the game. And actually, one other thing is an 11 AM kickoff. I think it's a great idea. I think leagues should consider it, especially the kind of lower level local leagues. You know, you get like, what is it? It's 1 o'clock, so you know, you've got the rest of the day to go. You know, I think leagues should consider it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think having an early kickoff is nice? You get your day back, or are you a big fan of 3 o'clock kickoff? So that's question 1. Question 2 is coming back to the penalty earlier. Player stayed on his feet, but there was a foul. What are your thoughts? Are you giving it? How do you sell it? Are you not giving it? Let me know in the comments. I gave it, but keen to hear your thoughts, keen to hear what you're saying. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, went through the video. It's running slightly long, so what I've done is, instead of taking you through my REFSIX data, I've put it in earlier where I'm talking about my fitness, etc. So take a look. Did about 8k in the game, so you know, pretty normal distance, but looking fit, sprinting, so happy. As I said, running long, so all I wanted to do was say I hope you enjoyed these videos. This is my second one. John has also, from REFSIX, has also been doing vlogs as well, so check him out. YouTube, REFSIX, you've got my Matchday vlogs, John's Matchday vlogs. Please, if you like them, comment, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.